Hey, welcome back, gamers. This is Banished Souls, Cryptic Gaming here. So, wanted to discuss a older game that's getting some new content. It is Elder Scrolls Online. So they have, since the last time I was on this, they've added about 2 new packages, which is going to open new maps and new missions. So we are currently out here in Elsewhere, just checking out some of the areas. Pretty nice little graphics that they have here. You can change your mounts. This is one of my favorite mounts, just as far as the actual looks. There you can buy mounts or you can earn mounts, which is the best way to do it in my opinion. But this is a great game that's going to have an RPG grind for those who are looking to fill in some of your gap time that you have with some of the RPGs and you want to change your grind up a little bit. I do recommend checking this game out. It is a mass multiplayer online. It is co-op and it even has versus. So what do we mean by versus? Well, you will come in and one of the things that you're going to notice is that you can pick a pact, which is Ebon Heart, Dragon Pack. They have a lot of different areas, so we went with the Ebon Heart pack on our character, which has been really nice as far as, you know, just getting into those war sections and stuff as you log into your game and you begin your character. And when you go to the PvP area, it is a large battlefield just like the regular game, and you can set up with however many people you want to bring into the game, come into a server and lock in and have ultimate battles. All really great content. So I want to find us a nice little spot. So it looks like we have Veric Way Shrine marked. Let's head to that. Now when you're in here, there's different vocations you can do. You can do where you're focusing more toward magician type stuff. If you want to, dark wizards and stuff. You have your light wizards, which will be your healers as well. Dark magic. You have your guard factions you can join up, and you can join all of them. You don't have to just choose one or the others. Then we have our hunters, which go into werewolves. So as a vampire character, I like to make sure that when I run across those werewolves, I am prepared to do some serious damage, and the way to do that would be with the silver bolt crossbow. It shoots multiple bolts that are pure silver to do ultimate damage to those guys. It is a PvP weapon, but it works great for any scenario. Now, when you are a vampire, if you remember on Skyrim, you had the ultimate form. Well, you have that in here as well. So we want to aggro this guy real quick. We're going to do Essence Drain. This is the ultimate form of vampirism. Pretty cool. Very nice. Just increased stamina, increased magic, and of course increased health while you are in this form. And the more that you do vampiric drain on these guys, the longer you will hold your form as well, doing ultimate damage to them. But it gets you out of a lot of situations in the game. Whenever your health starts to deplete, you can kick on that form. You got to watch out for these little bugs. They like to dig and burrow up under you. So a lot of really cool stuff in here. So we are trying to find our way. There is our waypoint there. So this is mist form that I was using. Whenever you are a vampire, you have what's known as mist form, and you also have an ultimate mist form, which is going to give you blood-sucking bats that will damage the enemies around you that get within that mist area. It's called the blood mist. Great stuff on here, but you have so many different types of avenues to go with this game. I want to try and break down some of this so you can see in here. So I'm using the dark elf. You can choose what kind of outfits you want. Right now I am one of the Black Hand Assassins. Went through that. That was one of the last major mission lines I went through. It is a great one to go for. So you can see what types of status effects you have. This stage 4 vampirism. You can actually lower that down. It's going to give you increased abilities, but it's also going to give you decreased abilities as well. So vampire abilities cost 24% less, but you're going to take more flame damage. That's why I went with the dark elf, because you will notice, as with any RPG, the character type that you use is going to depend what type of character you want to make. Well, dark elf already has a boost of 50% negation to flame damage, so it's only natural to want to go with a vampire at that point. It's going to help you out. Health recovery, you see that's minus 100%. Why is that? Well, that is because I am in stage 4 vampirism. What I need to do is I need to find an area where I can actually find human victims in here, and that can be other players or it can be NPCs within the game. But you want to find a location where you can come in and find just some players out moving around. I think one of the easiest places to find that is going to be near Davin's Watch. We run into other NPCs quite a bit and other players as well. Let's go to this way shrine here. If you're traveling from your way shrines, it's going to be less cost on you if you just fast travel using star charts, which is where you would go into your menus here and find a fast travel location. It's going to cost you silver, so obviously you want to keep that out. As you can see, still pretty much an active game. We have quite a few players. This is where everyone comes in to hone their PvP skills before they get into the battles, testing out their stuff. Looks like some new builds here, some new characters. I may actually go into some of the character sheets and see what they have to offer now. I've heard that they actually have Dragonborn now and that they have Nightblades, which are freaking awesome, and some of the other Elder Scrolls. So I definitely got to come in and check out these new builds that they've created for the game. When it comes to your mounts, you've seen what we were on. Of course, you have these. Let's bring it up here. Should be under our collections, I believe. Maybe it's under options. Let's check. Nope. So we should find something in our collections. There they are, and you can find what types of mounts you want. Maybe it's mounts that you have set back. You can bring up equines, felines, anthropods, canines, whatever a cervine is, and then of course your heavy weights. It should show you exactly what you got. So equines, obviously horses. They're going to have Frostmare, which we've got. Mine Shriven Horse, that's a good one. Nightmare Courser, that's a great one. Sorrel Horse, another good one. Then of course your basics, and then you have Midnight Speed, which is a very fast horse that you can use. Felines, that's going to be like the Sunspire Champion, Cinchi Lion. I know that there's going to be a whole lot of different options in there since I've not been on the game in a couple of years now. I was just waiting for some new content, and they've released about 2 new maps, so I figure it's time to start kind of refreshing on the game, and we may start a new character just to brush up, and then we could jump back into our other ones because we are pretty high up in the veteran levels. At least we used to be. So I'm using the Frostborn Durzer Mangler. That is one of the things I love the most in this game as far as just the way it looks and all. Of course, then you have these different types of, I'm guessing these are going to be similar to deer and stuff like that. I don't really know. But you can use random mounts if you wish. And the heavyweights, not sure what those are going to be. It looks like a lot of new content we're definitely going to have to check out. But definitely make sure you subscribe in if this is a game you think you may be interested in. We will be playing it also within the Banished Souls Discord. We also have Helldivers 2, and we have a group 4 guys who still play Battlefield 2042 as well, and any other type of MMO games. Sometimes they don't have cross-platform factions. This one did. I'm assuming it probably still does at this point. So really good content when it comes to stuff, and we are an engaged gaming group, adding new games in, playing games together. If you're looking for any type of game, you're looking for people to play, man, drop a mention of it in the Discord because just about everybody's going to have something. So really cool stuff. But in this game, you're going to be able to come in and you're going to be able to forge your own types of weapons using the blacksmithing stations. You can also forge your own type of clothing as well. You can forge your own bows. Let's travel to this area up here. So over here is where you can start doing woodworking stations. These are going to be like your bows and your staffs and stuff like that as well. Any type of woodworking station that you want to have. This here is where you will find in your enchantments and stuff. Over here is where you're going to build your enchantments, which is where you get these types of staffs. Let's see if we can bring this up here for you. Let's bring up our advanced stats. Nope, that is not where it's going to be. Maybe it will be under inventory, folks. So it's been a while. So yeah, so we're using the Mahogany Inferno Staff of Flame, but I do have a backup staff which is for the restoration, which means that it's going to heal the people around you. This is something that I use in the combat situations, in the dungeons when playing with other players. It's a really nice thing to have, restoration staffs, man. When it comes to your armor, everything down to your swords, your daggers, anything you want, you can actually forge and make your own. That includes jewelry and everything else, enchantment, however you like. I know a lot of those stamina guys that use the werewolves, they love to come in and just bolster up. They'll usually come in, pay you some silver to build them something, because most of the time they're focused on battle stuff. They don't really deal with the aspect of enchantments much, so you can usually make a few coin selling them stuff to boost their stamina if you wish. Now I want to see if we can get to the location here. If you're wondering why my player is fading out, that is one of the vampire perks. If you allow it to get to stage 4, you have mist form, which is where you can really move very quickly. So we want to see about traveling. Open zone guide here. So these are Stonefall areas. They have a lot of different areas in the game that you can use. Stormhaven, Somerset, Deadfalls, the Reach, the Rift. So the Rift is a great spot. I like going into the Rift. Explore zone. And let's see here. There is a spot, a couple spots actually. One in particular I would like to take you to. This is where you're going to find werewolf and vampire. So your vampire perks and stuff are going to be found up near the top section of this map. If I can find our fast travel way shrine here. Here we go, Fallow Stone. So that's a great spot to go to. So this is a location where you will come in, cannot afford to travel, so you have to wait for the actual cooldown of it. We could travel by road, but when you come into this area here, if you look down to the right around these wells and the Doman wells and down into this vicinity is where you're going to find your vampires. Now if you want to find your werewolves, you are going to have to come over to a location that's a little more here to the east, up around the giant camp, and you're going to find right around this vicinity up in here is where your shrine for the werewolves is going to be. That's typically where everybody gathers up. That's where you can get your werewolf bites, vampire bites up here, or you can get it fighting actual werewolves and vampires in the game. So those are some great options in the game. But I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you're wanting to join in with us, man, just kick us a message. We'll get you in Discord so we can fight together.